During an hour, we mostly concentrated on Raymond's efforts to try to free Robert from jail. To do that, Raymond required those who had mastered the art of trickery and conjuring up illusions. The four guns were experts at it. They were particularly successful at Panabaker's campaign rally because of their capacity to generate distractions. They were aware that the security guards would make an effort to dissuade them from believing that the man with his hands in his hoodie pockets posed a threat. It's astonishing how readily they jumped at the first bait. They also seemed like such a random group that it was unlikely that they knew one another. I wouldn't know how to end a joke about an elderly man in a wheelchair, a middle-aged woman, a young man, and an attractive stranger entering a rally if I were humorous. It was magical, even in the hospital rescue. According to what we know about Raymond, the episode showed him getting involved in his efforts and appearing to be getting ready to launch an offensive. Panabaker, I was blackmailed by Reddington. Harlod, you stated everything was lost, forgotten but not absolved, says Panabaker. Never again do I want to be that man's puppet. He has thus far played defense, which would account for why he resides in a deserted bathhouse. He was aggressively hunting for a place that could give him privacy on the Blacklist Season 10 Episode 1. But all the realtors' listings were too opulent for him. It appeared like he had located it. Woojing has no intention of killing Reddington. For Reddington, that would have been simpler and less terrifying because Wu Jing's current approach will knock Red to his knees. In order to destroy Raymond's reputation in the criminal underworld and weaken him, Wu Jing intends to reveal him as an FBI asset. If he didn't have people behind him who would be disturbed by his death, taking him out would be simpler and less complicated. When other crooks find out he's a rat, they will cut all links with him and not want to work with him. When they find out about his passing, it will mean nothing to them. However, it appears that Raymond is unconcerned about it. When he took Quentin, they performed this thing where he let the other person read him. I'll move slowly. I imagine that braver men have plunged into your depths and perished. Your grin never reaches those eyes because of the baggage you carry, and a lot of other things. A life that was too long-lived and had little left to lose. Raymond didn't appear surprised to hear that he was sick of living. He might have given it some thought after Elizabeth left. Less than 3 years have passed since he mentally prepared himself to pass away. He was at peace with the plan because it had already been decided. He may feel as though his time is running out and that he shouldn't still be in this place. That could also account for his recent recklessness. He travels without protection, rides the bus, and doesn't reside in a mansion with 100 former soldiers for security. When Raymond and Robert last spoke, Aram's rule prevented Raymond from keeping Robert safe. Since Raymond had betrayed Robert's confidence, it was obvious why Robert wanted nothing to do with Raymond. But everybody who knows Raymond understands they have no choice when he asks for their assistance or does them a favor. Whatever Raymond has planned must be really ambitious and require theft. He's in a wonderful position with a crew of pickpockets and a master thief at his disposal. There is always something that contains all of Raymond's secrets because Wu Jing's main strategy is to out Raymond. The most likely scenario is that in order to prevent Wu Jing from obtaining Raymond, something must be stolen. Also, a strange incident occurred between Demb and Roth. When Roth started ranting about how dishonest the FBI is, Demb seemed to somewhat agree with him. Demb and Roth are very comparable. Both of them are individuals who are too close to the people they had vowed to defend, causing everything to become personal. This episode features yet another happy adventure in addition to Red and Demb figuring out how to play on the same team from opposite ends of the field. Red buys a poison book from a bookseller's very exclusive collection and has it delivered to Robert Vesco, his old friend and mentor, who is currently imprisoned. It's easy to say that Red and Vesco embrace a delicate connection. Even while breaking a buddy out of jail by almost killing them may not seem like a charitable deed. For years, these two have betrayed one another. Vesco gained Red's confidence by persuading Red to invest in a profitable project in Paraguay, which ultimately left Red bankrupt and abandoned in a brothel in Asunción. Vesco asserts that he was merely imparting to Red the most important lesson possible: never put your trust in anyone. Red, though, is giggling and beaming as she shares a caviar cracker with Vesco aboard the private flight. Perhaps Red's present to Vesco, the book Treasure Island, is a hint of an upcoming adventure, when they will once more solve puzzles and find treasure together. Roth addresses Agent Will Strickland by name in a theater basement room. In a further twist, his former colleague is the one he is after, not the senator. In order to influence the outcome of the election, Strickland installed the bug in Panabaker's office and was providing information to her rival. Strickland must make amends for his betrayal, adds Roth, who appears to have let all of his cheese fall off his cracker. Nevertheless, the senator had brought a gun to this gunfight, so by the time Cooper and Ressler arrived, Roth was already down and Strickland had been taken into custody. Vesco was recuperating in the hospital after his near-death book club, so Red spent this time hiring the 4 guns to free him. Red persuades Vesco that freedom was worth the arsenic when he gets snarky about the poisoning. Red gives Vesco a copy of Treasure Island as the two board the aircraft. Vesco is being shrewd by refusing to engage in either literal or metaphorical discussion of that. But I believe we can all agree that a treasure hunt is in their near future. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.